guys, so I'm a bit of a mess tonight, so I apologize for that, but I really wanted to get this done because I'm obviously running late with my reviews. I'm going to be reviewing Exile on Main Street. Just going to come right out and say it, I did not like the season opener. It was the worst season opener of all of them. I'm sorry, there, I said it. I have no faith in season 6 whatsoever. So anyway, first of all, I do love Lisa. I love her a lot. I love Lisa and Ben. I think they're fantastic for Dean. I've been in love with them ever since I found out that Dean was in love with her. And he deserves her. I remember reading once that they keep cutting out the girls of Supernatural because the fans don't like them. There is rarely any girls that I don't like that have been in the series. I loved Meg. I loved Katie Cassidy Ruby, I loved Bella, I loved Lisa. I didn't like Jo. I think I could have dealt with her if they kept her on, and that's a whole nother story. But I didn't like 4th season Ruby, of course. I don't think many people did. I'm sorry, Chicky, but no. They had better not cut Lisa out. I'm gonna be so pissed off if they just write her off. I either read or heard somebody say that they didn't like the montage in the beginning of the episode, and I thought it was really well done. It gave a little bit of insight into the struggle that Dean's going through trying to balance his new life with his old one. I think it was funny that Dean got scared by the same type of dog that he was frightened by in Yellow Fever. That was an awesome subtlety that they threw in there. So I was so excited for Yellow-Eyed Demon. I didn't care how they brought him back and if it didn't make sense, but I loved Yellow-Eyed Demon and I thought it was such a great idea to bring him back. And I was so excited for the season opener up until the point where I found out that he was imaginary. It was such a letdown. And then along comes Sam. I was so disappointed it doesn't even cover it. About how they introduced Sam and how it completely seemed like not a big deal that he was back from hell. It was like this episode completely invalidated the sacrifice that Sam made, the sacrifices that Dean has made in the entire first 6 seasons with one shot, with like the first 10 minutes of the show. It was dumb and they didn't even hint that something could be amiss. At least I didn't feel like they did. What was with the whole light bulbs breaking in the end of the last season when Sam comes back to look at Dean through the window, which sounds really creepy? They're really hinting at him being bad. So he better turn out to be bad or I'm gonna be pissed. Now, I had no expectations for this season and so it's really hard to disappoint me, and it did. My boyfriend, who's not nearly as into the show as I am, but he sort of passively watches, suggested several better ways they could have introduced Sam back that would have made more sense and would have been way more interesting. And the first one of that would have been that Sam comes back bad, period. That's kind of what I was expecting and hoping for. Sam comes back bad. He's a demon or something. The second one he suggested was that Sam comes back as some sort of guardian to Dean and Dean doesn't know that he's around. And we kind of feel like there's something up, but we don't really know what it is. And something's protecting Dean and we find out that it's Sam. And I can't believe Sam was back for an entire year. Again, just completely invalidating everything that Dean has given. I don't know. The writing didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Maybe it's supposed to later on, but it didn't make sense for this episode. And it was enough to make me want to stop watching, except for it's my favorite show in the world, and I can't. And the excuses that they didn't tell Dean because they wanted him to have a regular life. Yeah, Dean deserves a regular life, but he deserves a regular life on his own terms. I mean, hasn't he been dragged around enough his entire life to have other people tell him what he should and should not be doing once again? And the people he's supposed to love and trust the most? Oh, stupid Sam. Dean thought that he was doing everything that he could for Sam by living this new life, only to turn around and find out that Sam had been alive the entire time and didn't even have the respect to tell him. Now, about the Campbells. I didn't like the introduction of Adam, and I like the introduction of more unknown relatives even less. I think it's a lame plot device. I hate it when they do it in any show. And that's all I'm going to say about that for now. Now, I love Mitch Pileggi. So, Samuel being back, I still think is dumb, but I can at least appreciate him. And as does my cat. Obviously, I love Mitch Pileggi because, as I said before, I was a really big fan of the X-Files. Case in point, this is my cat, Scully. I guess I'm willing to give him a shot. I didn't like the Jinn. I realized they explained them off as magical creatures are not acting as the way they're supposed to be, but I didn't find them nearly as creepy cool as they were in What Is and What Should Never Be. They didn't seem like Jinn at all. They were just people with magically appearing tattoos. I don't know. So I really think the yellow-eyed demon in Dean's mind is foreshadowing something more specific than you can't escape your past. I don't know what it is, but I really think he was foreshadowing this whole episode. And last but not least, Sam turning down the Impala. Could that be any more of a slap in the face? The biggest gift that Dean could ever give him. He's just like, nah, no thanks. The Impala represents everything Dean knows about being a hunter and everything about his old life, and for him to try to give that away to Sam and try to let go of his hunter past, and Sam wouldn't let him, it's probably metaphorical as well, but it was a dick thing to do. Sam is being a big dick, and not in the demon kind of way, but in the Sam is a dick. Once again, Sam's a dick. How many times can I say that word? Needless to say, I don't have a whole lot of faith. So thanks for tuning in. Please leave any comments you have on the episode or about my review or anything supernatural down there. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, peace out.